Welcome to the Skypillar Circuit Week 5 game number 1. Last week we had a well, not last week, I shouldn't say that because we didn't have a match last week. 2 weeks ago, I am sorry, last week I couldn't post. 2 weeks ago we had a very interesting result as Team James Pond was actually able to get their first win on the board. They are now down 3 matches to 1. They won game 5 in a very close match, and I gotta say, it was quite interesting, being that, there was a lot going on Team SCS's side as far as things like PC were concerned. A lot of drama. But it's okay, we've hopefully moved on from that point. So our bans have gone through, and I am being a windbag and talking so much over, this stuff that isn't very important right now. However, our bans are Slowbro Mimikyu from team, not team with... No, wait, that's the team that has Spaceman on it. Why would we ban Mimikyu from our own teammate? I'm not sure. Meanwhile, Team Shadowclaw Circuit decided to ban Wigglypuff and Clefable, which is very interesting. I don't know why they thought Clefable was a big threat, but they did. They also banned Wigglypuff, which is even less of a threat, IMO. But I'm not going to talk too much about that. Here are the picks. As you can see, we have, the Armor Rouge and the Umbreon on the same team. Very strong team. We have Pikachu. Pikachu, very good. Arguably the best attacker in the game, picked whenever it is not banned. Luke's on Venusaur. That's notable. I don't know how much Venusaur Luke plays, but it's probably not too hard for Luke to pick up. Fox playing Tyranitar. If Tyranitar gets ahead, is a very good Pokemon for carrying people. And obviously, Jelly on the Hoopa. I believe Jelly's Hoopa is, got a ribbon of some variety. So, that's a good Hoopa. Meanwhile, the opposing team, you have the Rainbow Comp. You have one of each role. You've got Pikachu, you've got Dragonite, which is a busted jungler. If you hit level 9 first, you literally win the game. But if you don't, you kind of struggle a little bit. You have Blissey, good support. Plush on Mamoswine, interesting. I don't dislike it. And finally, Liddy playing Leafeon, which I believe is Liddy's main. I was wrong. It turns out that Spaceman, also known as Mr. Yang, does not have a ribbon on this Hoopa. Bad player, Keck W. However, you can see very clearly that is a gold ribbon Leafeon. What can we expect from it? Probably a lot of plays that an experienced player would make, and not very many bad decisions. Or I could just be completely wrong, and they grinded all these ribbon points out in, bot games, which, is something that people can do. Beyond that, Luke has the green ribbon, Vox has the green ribbon, and as you can see, Ace has a green ribbon himself. Alright, so we've got game 1. What can we expect? Well, we can expect a Larvitar to go into the jungle because it really wants to hit that level 5, and as you can see here, that exact thing is occurring. And meanwhile, on the other side of the map, you can see that the other jungler is in fact the other all-arounder. Leafeon is in a lane, and that's not a bad place to be. Mr. Yang is invading, which is something worth noting. I mean, Hoopa is quite good early when it comes to just sort of getting in there and getting out safely. And Ace has rotated top. The Hoopa is going for this Excelgor, but it's going to get hit. And Hoopa's going to be able to get the steal of the bot buff. Ace is going to try and fight the Hoopa out of here. But Ace is only going to be able to get the Hoopa to run away with the X speed. But now, hold on, Eli's a little bit far up. Almost catches a stun and faints. Not what you want to see. But he actually gets out, so it's fine. And now we have to steal a farm from our lane. Here comes the Leafeon going in. Very aggressive, very aggressive. Luke's going to die, though. And this Hoopa is also very likely going to die. They really could push this. I don't know why they're being passive. I guess they're going for stacks with the attack weight. But honestly, you know what? This is still a very, very winning situation. Because now they're able to get most of, if not all of the Altaria experience, kill the Hoopa, and they're still pushing back. Meanwhile, on the top lane, what do we have? What do we have on the top lane? Well, Vox rotated top, and it seems like this exchange went pretty evenly, not gonna lie. You know, we have both sides at levels 4 and 5 respectively. You know, slight advantage to team SCS, Shadowclaw Syndicate, over there, and we have 7 seconds until this center spawns. We have Armarouge and Pikachu here looking at it. Armarouge instantly going for it. Sceptile is also there. Pikachu decides not really to engage much. And yeah, I mean, Mean-Look's going to trap the Blissey, and we're going to be able to get off some good damage into this Dragonair, but not that much, honestly. And the Dragonair being only 7 is kind of scary. However, to make up for it, Leafeon's level 8 as a laner. Leafeon being the highest level between both teams right now. Eli trying to keep himself alive. We have a knocked out Armarouge. We have jumped in with a Unite move to knock out the Hoopa as well. Or I'm sorry, not the Hoopa. I believe that was... I forget what Pokemon that was. But we are successfully pushing them back here. And that is a bottom goal break. And Armarouge is here to stop the push. And we have just decided, you know what? Let's just back off, take our experience, and leave. You know, we don't need to continue extending. Because if we keep extending here, we're just gonna, you know, we're just gonna feed the Armarouge, and then we're gonna lose the game. Armarouge can't really pressure us, and the whole team was already bot lane, so they're gonna instantly evaporate that Regice. Looking like the iceberg that got sunk by the Titanic, as opposed to the iceberg that sunk the Titanic. Meanwhile, Team James Pond is kind of just sort of up here. They're taking the lane farm instead of just ripping the objective, but T-Tar is level 9, so it's not that bad of a choice. But with the crowd control, they're able to actually stop the T-Tar. And we got a big numbers advantage up top for Team Shadowclaw Syndicate, as you can see here. And the positioning of that is going to result in another objective being taken. And they can't really do anything about that. Plush just sort of jumps in with the Mamoswine Ice Fangs, serving them up like a salad. Honestly, picking them up and dropping them, but it's okay. T-Tar is back, and he's doing T-Tar things. Dragonite goes down, but only Dragonite T-Tar in response is going to end up being KO'd by the remainder of the team. We are going to push this Armarouge back, and we're going to try and score some more. And Hoopa is dropping a portal to switch us between lanes, but it's just not going to be enough. Eli overextends, trying to get a score off, ends up fainting. Hoopa portals away, and this is not looking great for Team James Pond. You know, we're down big in the points category, as you can see by the sheer amount of goals. And experience, as you can see as well at the bottom, is... I mean, it's not as bad as you would think, based on the current situation, but they are still down multiple levels. And that's something you really, really feel when you're playing. Because, like, if you're down 2 levels on the opponent, you just feel like you don't do any damage. And that's... not the best, clearly. You know, you want to feel like you do damage, because if you feel like you do damage, you probably feel like you can defeat your opponents. Anyways, Mamoswine's going to go in and engage. We're going to pick up and drop that Venusaur. And Dragonite's going to unite, go in, and we're on Outrage Dragonite to punch everybody. And we are trying to punch everyone, but we get mean-looked, and that's not going to be enough. Mamoswine's down here trying to fight off this T-Tar, but T-Tar is, you know, throwing the T-Tar temper tantrum. And things are becoming equalized here, as Liddy, rightfully so, has decided to back away and not go for this Registeel. Here's the big Unite coming out from the Leafeon. In response to that, Umbreon just uses its own. Leafeon is dead. And that is a Registeel going to Team James Pond. Big equalizer, huge equalizer even, because now this team arguably has the lead with the momentum gained. Anyways, we have a Solar Beam coming out, and we are still down here trying to fight this off. Armarouge gets the KO on the Dragonite, and yeah, we probably should stop trying to go bot, because we're just feeding them more and more experience when we go down there and try to fight them. We can't handle the cohesion that they have. And as you can see, Team Shadowclaw Syndicate actually decides to do basically what I was hinting at, and we're just going to go take Regieleki instead. But here comes Umbreon, and we got to be careful. Umbreon could steal, but Umbreon does not steal. However, we do have an absolutely massive Unite coming out from the Venusaur, and I don't know what happened to the team, but their health all just disappeared. They all just died. What happened to them? It was a combination of the Venusaur Unite and just Armarouge in general. Big damage. Anyways, Lydia is trying to escape the wrath of the Tyranitar, but we can only do so much here. Hoopa was unbound, and we're going to try and Dragon Dance in on this T-Tar, and if we can get this KO here, which we will, this is a good bag of experience for this team. Now the game is practically even. T-Tar is down. You got rid of the Venusaur, but we're down on levels now. Team Orange is, I should say. Team Orange being Team Shadow Claw Syndicate. Now we have a lot of pings going on. They're trying to indicate several things at once, and we do have one final bottom objective that will be spawned. And I don't know what the plan is. I mean, you know, the blue team, or the purple team, Team James Pond, has a dramatic amount of experience to farm up on their side of the map. Everything is currently alive. And they're going to come out way higher leveled for this Rayquaza fight than the opposing team. Here comes Ray. We are going to pick up and drop the Armarouge. Armarouge is going to nearly get knocked out by Pikachu. Plush is going to get stuck. But while we were not looking, by the way, that is a very fast Regirock rip. And now what do we have? I mean, we're going to rotate to the center. It's pretty simple what's going on. Tyranitar's going in. What kind of damage is Tyranitar capable of doing himself? A lot. And the Venusaur Unite as well is going to do enough to knock out the Dragonite. That is a big damage dealer being taken out. Hoopa is unbound right now. We do not have a healer in position to save our Pokemon. We are down 3 Pokemon to 1 knockout, and that knockout is the Tyranitar. Leafeon's going to try and stay alive, getting out of there at rapid high speeds. They're just going to start hitting the Rayquaza. Oh, they're just hitting it. They're just hitting it. They're punching him. They're punching him. So what's the plan? Is this going to be a game of footsies? Vox has gone in. Vox is going straight for it. And Leafeon gets the secure. The team on the right, Team Shadow Claw Syndicate, gets the Rayquaza steal and the KOs with the shields. But we are still not out of the woods yet. We have the ability to stop this KO and these goals. But tragically, Armarouge on the bottom is going to perish. And they can't defend both top and bottom here. Bottom goal breaks. And there is the surrender from Team James Pond in Game 1. Congratulations to Team Shadow Claw Syndicate on that Rayquaza secure, picking up the victory in Game 1 of Week 5. And it was a valiant fought effort.